Ever since that PlayStation showcase, there has been this very consistent amount of news flow for Marvel Spider-Man 2, which makes me very happy. It seems like this summer is going to be huge for this game, leading into the fall when the game is actually going to come out. And today we got a bunch of more news to talk about, including potential confirmation about a feature we've all been wondering if the Symbiote Suit would have in this game, and as well a quote from Yuri Lowenthal, who was on the red carpet for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse about Marvel Spider-Man 2. Before we get into everything, if you're excited, I mean, next week we got Summer Game Fest and the Future Games Show, and we might be seeing more. If you can't wait to see more, scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, share the hype with me. We're going for another 5,000 likes on this one. Thank you guys so much for the absolutely mind-blowing amount of support. I am so appreciative of every single one of you guys, and I thank you so much for all the love you've been showing on these videos. The hype train goes full steam ahead to fall 2023, and with that being said, let's get into this. Okay, first things first, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse just recently hit theaters. This is probably my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time, and maybe even one of the best pieces of Spider-Man media ever made. If you haven't seen the movie, I highly suggest that you do, especially if you were even somewhat of a fan, which I think would be crazy to be not a massive fan of Into the Spider-Verse. But anyways, before the film came out, they had a massive red carpet, and at that red carpet event was actually none other than the voice of the PS4 Spider-Man, Yuri Lowenthal. And the folks at IGN decided to sit down and talk with him, and well, first of all, he did this.
We did a clap, we did a roll, we did a, yeah.
But then he also talked a little bit about Marvel Spider-Man 2, and well, roll the clip.
You saw the gameplay drop. Some of you said, oh, they showed too much. I assure you, you have seen nothing yet. It is, we've just scratched the surface. It is just the thwip of the Spider-Berg. If I may coin that.
You may.
I think from now on, I am just going to axe using the tip of the iceberg, and instead now just use, as Yuri Lowenthal said there, the thwip of the Spider-Berg. That is a great quote. But yes, of course, he is echoing the sentiments of the actual developers of the game. James Stevenson has said this before, and plenty of people working in Insomniac said this when the gameplay demo released. We clearly ain't seen nothing yet, but I'm hoping that we're gonna see some more, and of course, with the more that we see, I hope that it still doesn't spoil what we can expect when we get the full game. Moving on though, I've mentioned in the last couple of videos that Insomniac Games a couple of days ago sat down with a bunch of different gaming outlets and, well, did some interviews. A lot of the articles that were put out just a couple of days ago with those interviews pretty much had the same questions and the same answers. You know, they talked about how they're taking advantage of the PlayStation 5 hardware, they talked about the Symbiote Suit, and just general stuff like that. Pretty sure they also talked about, you know, subscribing to this channel, turning on the notifications, you know, that sort of stuff. But the interview that they did with IGN specifically has one small tidbit in there that not a lot of people are picking up on, and Bryan Intihar may have confirmed for us here something that we've all been wondering about the Symbiote Suit in this game. You see, that Symbiote Suit is very organic and alien-like, and the way it moves constantly is almost unsettling to look at. But I've been wondering, how long has Peter had the symbiote as of when we saw the gameplay demo? Has it been just very early on, or has he had it for a bit? Because if he's had it for quite some time, well, then that begs the question, did the suit look a bit closer to the classic Symbiote Suit at first and then evolve to what we see in the gameplay demo? Or maybe it'll be the other way around. You know, if he got this very early on, is it going to look all weird the way it is right now and then slowly turn into a more classic looking symbiote suit as time goes on to show the symbiote fully taking Peter over? Now, IGN wrote this here. The symbiote suit has different origins depending on which comics you read, and Intihar says he won't reveal how Insomniac will introduce the suit to Peter just yet. If you've played the first game, Intihar says that the team is still respecting the DNA of the franchise, but they're not going to be afraid to mix things up. And I appreciate that, because that's exactly right. In the first game and in Miles Morales, you know, there's a lot in there that you would recognize if you're a diehard fan of the characters, but also a ton of surprises and new ideas. Continuing on with the IGN article though, it says here as well that you may be able to see some clues in the suit design, which isn't just a sleek black suit this time around. If you look closely, you can see Peter has some tendrils wrapped around his arms. The goal was to reinforce to audiences that the suit is not cloth but organic, and its origins will tie into why it looks a certain way, according to Intihar. He says here, I will tell you there's more to the suit than we've shown in terms of visuals than we've shown in that gameplay reveal. It's that blend of really wanting to have that familiarity, you know, of being a black suit with the white spider symbol, but also at the same time add elements to it. Some expected, some unexpected, and some yet to be revealed. To me, that sounds like Bryan Intihar is confirming that the symbiote suit in this game will be evolving, and there's going to be more to it that we're yet to see. Or who knows, you know, once again, again, a running theory is that maybe Peter is going to turn into Venom, or maybe just the suit is going to get more Venom-like. I wonder. As I always like to say, I guess we're going to have to wait and see. But with that being said, let me kick it now to you guys. Sound off with all your thoughts in the comment section below. First off, what do you think about Yuri Lowenthal's comments from the red carpet premiere of Across the Spider-Verse? And also, do you guys think that the symbiote suit in Marvel Spider-Man 2 is going to evolve as the game goes on? And lastly, if you haven't gone out to the theaters already, do yourself a favor right now after you're done this video, hitting that like button and making sure you subscribe to the channel and turning on those notifications, that you go to the theater and watch Across the Spider-Verse. It is a love letter to Spider-Man fans. It is the perfect package for anybody who loves this character and the world around Spidey and, well, I guess in this case, the multiverse for all things Spider-Man. And with that said, I've been Caboose, and I'll see you guys later.